What's up, North County? I'm your host, Randy Doty, and we are welcoming you into the new year with our guest from Kennedy Club Fitness, and we're going to talk all things health, fitness, whatever else we can think of. And we have Keith Swank, and we have Tiffany Henry with us. Right?
Oh, yes. Hi.
Good morning and welcome. And you are at the beginning of the year, 2024, and everybody is on this whole health thrive kick that they're going to do better than they did last year, right?
Right. We've got about 49 classes we offer at Kennedy Club Paso. We also have locations in Atascadero and San Luis Obispo and Arroyo Grande. I'm in charge of Paso Robles, group exercise. And our classes right now are really filling up. And we offer everything from still aqua. People still come to aqua, even in this weather.
In the morning, too.
Even in the rain, if it rains, they come. Very dedicated, we have. And then we have our dance classes, like our Zumba Fitness, which is really popular. We also have yoga, all the way from beginner to advanced levels. Some senior classes, mobility yoga. If you're struggling, grabbing that peanut butter from the cupboard in the morning, you can work on your arm strength. Or even opening it, right? Opening it.
Right. Opening it, that's the hard part.
And we have senior cycling classes, which are 30-minute. Perfect for seniors or perfect for people that want to just warm up and then go into the weight room and do a workout as well. We have some core HIIT classes, which really kick your booty and get you sore the next day when you're getting out of bed. You notice that feeling.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yes.
A lot of stuff.
What we had what we call a pop-up class. So can you explain those? That's something we put in like to see if it's going to catch traction and go for the most part?
Yes, we have some pop-up classes that are something new. Like we brought a Vinyasa Flow Yoga, which is more advanced yoga.
What?
Vinyasa Flow.
Vinyasa Flow.
Have you heard of that before?
Never.
Really? Okay.
I can't even pronounce that word. What is that?
So that's when you're going from one movement to another in a rhythmic motion, and you're holding certain poses for a certain amount of time, and then you repeat it again. So you're going, usually you'll go up, you'll go down, you'll hold like a warrior pose or some different tree pose, different things for balance and whatnot. You go down on the floor, come back up, which is some people, that's very hard, going down and then come back up again. But it works your muscles. It's very useful. Like if you are grabbing your laundry basket in the morning, you're bending down. And then you have to pick it up, right? And that's when most people do that thing when they hurt their back, right?
Okay.
Or your dog or your child, right?
Yeah.
So this kind of stuff helps you work on that flow.
So it's like functional movement.
And stretching and balance, yes.
So I should get my wife in there because she does the laundry.
Right.
So,
no, but when you're putting on your pants in the morning and you got one leg and then the other.
My boots, that could hurt.
Right. You could fall over. So you're working on balance as well, right?
So which is the one? So Keith, let me ask. So you're the manager up there in Paso. So you must have to take, the classes before, right, to kind of give that input.
Well,
right?
No, fortunately, it's not in not my job description to actually take the class. I do watch a little bit. So when I first started, I thought it would be good to take some, and you should. They're actually really good. I made a huge mistake. The first one I ever took was our power class. So there's a lot of weight lifting, different things like that, core strength building. And I did my morning workout, went home, took a shower, ate breakfast, came back to do our power class. And it was, they're an hour, right?
They're an hour long, 60 minutes.
I was thinking it was 45 minutes. So I'm like at 35 minutes watching the clock thinking, get me out of here. Just get me out of here. I'm dead. I'm just done. And then it got to 45 minutes and I'm like, we're not finishing. So we had to go the full hour, but it's more than a workout. So I made a mistake. The first one I ever did, working out prior, and then trying to do that. So I did 2 workouts in about 3 hours. That's a little too much, but.
So I think with the power class specifically, I think a lot of the men, I'm just going to speak from my experience of making that first mistake of like not knowing what it is and, or what's ahead of you in all these different movements. And when they go into like curls or something like that, loading up the weights because you're like, a 2.5 pounder. Okay, I'm going to put on the big boys. And end up like killing yourself and, passing out because you can't do anymore, into the weights. And you almost have to, kind of have a run, like you're saying, and not go too crazy, over the top, and that's what happens sometimes. Huh?
Well, yeah, and our instructors are really good about, if you're a first-time person and you go introduce yourself, they're going to let you know this is the weight you should start with, give you a little roadmap of what's going to happen in the class. These are the major muscle groups we're going to use. Watch the person in front of you. This person's done that a bunch of times. Try to keep pace with them. They're really good at introducing you if you go up and let them know. If you just go in there blind without having a clue and you don't say anything, and it's a little harder, yeah, I would say. You don't quite know where to start, where your starting point is. But our instructors are very friendly, very experienced. They know how to help you. So if you're not shy and you go tell them in whatever class, maybe it's a dance class, maybe it's a Zumba class, which I teach Zumba class as well, and you've never danced before and you feel like, no, this is too much for me. Well, Zumba is made for people that can't dance. You're not supposed to be able to know how to dance. You're supposed to go and learn and figure it out and have fun and make it a party. So
Tiffany, I don't think we covered what your position is with Kennedy.
I'm in charge of group exercise classes. I schedule them, I hire instructors, I train instructors, I teach them myself. I have taken all the classes. That's part of my job description, not his.
Fortunately for her, not me.
Yes.
But you do that for all clubs or just Paso?
Just for Paso Robles.
Okay.
Yes.
So all the stuff that I see, there's a big, huge class that goes on in the basketball court. I'm not sure what that one is, but seems like there's a ton of people in there.
We have a couple of them that are big. We have Zumba on Thursday nights with Javi, very big, large class, about 50 people. We also have a thing called Sculpt, which is in the mornings, which can be at 50 to 59 people. We also have a bar class, which is working those tiny little muscles that you don't think about.
Not like drinking bar. We're talking like, okay,
yeah, not
because you just
spelled
got
differently.
No,
okay.
You can't order anything in that class. But that's more of the tiny muscles that you don't think about that make you sore.
And what is out of all the different classes? Because it sounded like you guys have a lot.
A lot.
And you coordinate all these.
Yes.
What is probably one of your top 3 classes that you guys offer there at Kennedy?
Our top 3 would be, in the summer, aqua is off the charts, aqua aerobics. We can get up to 50 people every day in the pool taking aqua aerobics.
And just let's talk about that for a second. So aqua aerobics, you said that you're doing those now even.
We do those now.
Even that is the pool heated?
All year round. Yes, it is.
Oh, it is? Oh, nice. So you can do that in the morning time, afternoon, evening?
It's normally 10 a.m. in like the Paso and the Atascadero Club, have them both. And we have them on the weekend, on Saturdays as well, for people that work during the week. We also have a one evening class in Atascadero on Wednesday nights if you want to get in the pool. During the winter, it's in the indoor pool too. So you don't have to be outside.
And what's the benefits or disadvantage of either pool versus?
That is a great question. The pool is non-impact, and plus you get automatic resistance with the water. So you're using your muscles every direction you're going. You're also doing different directions in a full circle. You're going to kick forward, kick back, side, and you're going to make a movement around. And sometimes the teacher will have you travel around. So people think, oh, it's my grandma's class, aqua aerobics, but it's really hard. If you actually get in the water and try it, you get a full 60-minute cardio with a little bit of strength workout. Yes.
Cardio in the pool.
Yes.
The instructor's on the pool deck. So
Yes.
she's doing movements, and the people in the water need to mimic or mirror her movements.
Really?
To music. There's music. It's a fun.
Obviously, you're in the shallow end because
Well, no. We have
Oh.
people in the deep end as well, and they're going to wear belts that help them float, so they have more movement around, a 360-degree movement. It's really good, yes. It's a different feel in the deep water, because shallow, you have that grounding to push your feet off of, and deep, you don't. You're floating constantly. So
do you use those? I've seen those like water weights.
yes,
do
we
you
use
guys
those water weights. Yep.
And those provide more resistance?
More resistance, yep. Usually we'll do a lot of arm curls. We'll do kind of stuff like you would do in the gym, but you're doing in the water. And amazingly, it feels like you're in the gym upstairs because it's a lot of resistance. And the buoys actually have different sizes. So you can get a lighter one or a heavier one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so comparing, say, like that to power, because that's the only class I've ever done is power. So you're saying that the water aqua is more provides more resistance and more strenuous?
I would say power is not an aerobic class. It's not going to work your heart rate.
Okay.
It's more of a strength, definitely a strength building, more of like you're on, you're off, you're on, you're off. So you're working really, really hard, and then you take a rest. And really, really hard, take a rest. And then aqua, we're constantly moving in the water the whole time, the whole 60 minutes.
Wow. Okay, so we got aqua aerobics being one of your top three. What's another one?
Definitely the dance fitness classes, the Zumba classes. There's another class called Groove that we do. And people love that. Just, I think the music, it's the rhythm, it's more than just a class. People get to know each other. I have people that have made friends over years. People come to my class for years. Our one instructor, Javi, he's a local here from Paso Robles, and he brings a lot of the Hispanic community into his class, and he just is very welcoming and friendly and always makes you feel like you can dance whether you have two left feet or not, or you're a prima ballerina. He's awesome. And then the groove class, it takes us more out of the Hispanic style of dance and brings us into a more pop, hip hop type style.
So are you learning how to dance that way too at the same time?
Totally,
So
you
it's-
are.
So it's not only conditioning and like an aerobic, but you're also learning the method of dance.
Right. So in Zumba, we have like a salsa. You can learn how to salsa. You can learn how to merengue, which is a more faster version. You're going to learn how to cumbia, which is a very traditional style. And you're going to learn how to, what's the other, reggaeton, which is a more hip-hoppy, popular, modern style of dance. And those are the 4 styles that label it a Zumba class.
No
So you're
kidding.
going to have those in there. You're going to have a little hip-hop in there, too. You're going to have a little Bollywood. You're going to have a little, maybe a mixture of a couple different styles in some songs, too. It depends on the teacher. You're never going to have the same class in Zumba. It's always going to be new and different and fresh, too.
So what about somebody coming in, obviously, that doesn't, like myself, say if I was to take a Zumba class, obviously I don't know how to dance any of that kind of stuff. Is that something easy for somebody just to never taken a class before to easily pick up?
If you've never taken a class before, it's going to be challenging, I won't lie, the first time you're there. But if you just pay attention to the instructor and their feet, and they're going to guide you, they're going to say, okay, we're going 2 here, we're going 2 here, we're staying 4 here. They're going to talk you through it. And if you listen, you'll notice there's patterns in the music, and those will repeat several times. So maybe by the 4th time, you've got the pattern down, and actually you're dancing. And then you pat yourself on the back because you're like, yes, I can do this, right? And so that's what keeps people coming back.
So I actually have a question because I've heard different theories. So like you mentioned, if someone's new, make sure and introduce yourself to the instructors, and they'll guide you through that. But for someone brand new, should they go to the back where they can see everybody in front of them, or should they be up close where they can see the instructor better?
That is
there
a
a better
personal
person to
preference.
follow?
That is a good question in any class. I mean, a lot of people in Zumba, if they're newbies, they will go to the back. And myself, when I was a newbie, never taken a class before in my life, I was in the back row for sure.
Well, yeah, you don't want to like expose yourself
No.
to not know anything. So
And then there's someone in front of you you can watch and
Right.
copy as well if you need. And then there's people that just can't see very well in the back, and they want to be in front. It's better for them to be right there where the instructor is because they can mirror them exactly. So it's a personal preference, really. Some people like only the right side of the room. They feel awkward on the left side of the room. They're like, I can't dance on the left side. I got to be on my spot on the right side of the room. Not funny?
kidding. That's crazy. Okay, so we got aqua aerobics, we got Zumba.
We have.
what's our third
well,
one?
I'm going to say there's a tie there.
Okay.
So power is definitely a very popular class. We offer it every day, sometimes twice a day. And it's going to get all those major muscle groups, like I said. And it's not a cardio class. And then
It's
we
strength,
have
strength, primarily strength.
big muscle strength,
Okay.
not little muscle. And then you have synergy. And synergy is like a faster version of a flow yoga with some, it's called a mind-body class. So you're working your balance, you're working your core, you're working those muscles that help you from pulling any muscles when you're working, like in your normal job or sitting down or at the computer too long. You're working those little muscles that keep you stable. That is a really popular class as well. We have those almost every day as well. So that's a tie. I would say that's a tie.
So, Tiffany, what what got you into this? You personally, to doing what you do.
Well, I was a gymnast for many years when I was younger. I went to the elite level, which is the highest you can go. And then when that was, got a college scholarship as well for gymnastics at Cal State Fullerton. Then when that was all over and I was married and I had children, I had 3 children. And by the third one, I was having issues with weight, as most of us women do after we have children. And I wanted to get myself back into the gym and get working out again. So at first I went back and did like running and swimming and just cardio. And for the life of me, I couldn't lose any weight. I was just like, man, I cannot get this weight off. And I know there's a lot of women out there that had that same problem. So I think I'm going to try a class, because I had been anti-class. I didn't want to do any classes. I'm like, no, I got this. I've been training in gymnastics my whole life.
Because you thought that you knew everything.
I thought I knew.
Right.
I knew how to train my younger body, but I didn't know how to train my more mature, older body. So I went to my first class, which was a Zumba class. That was, my passion. And I wore the wrong shoes. I had the wrong outfit on. I was had no clue what to do. And the teacher came in and she was super welcoming, told us it was okay to make mistakes, just have fun, listen to the music, guided us through the whole thing, and definitely was not on all the beats and wasn't great at it at first. But I loved it, and I loved all the people and the energy that was in the room. So from that point on, I just couldn't get enough of it. And I would come 2 or 3 times a week, and literally the weight just fell off me. Like my pant size went down. I didn't have to try. I'm like, this is great. Everybody should do this, right? So someone's like, you should teach this. You're pretty good. And so I'm like, yeah, I want to do it. So I signed myself up, went to a training for Zumba. You have to do an 8-hour training in a day. Got licensed. Came back to Kennedy. Asked them if they needed any instructors, which of course we always do. I'm the manager now, so if you want to be an instructor, come see me.
Right.
And they said, okay, we have to audition you. So they auditioned me and then trained me further for another 3 months till they felt I was up to par with what I needed to be. And again, I lost another 10 pounds just training to teach it. And so by the time I got my class, I was so excited. And I started teaching.
Were you scared the first time?
Oh.
Tell me your experience at your very first class by yourself.
Totally nervous. And is my microphone going to work? Is my music going to work? Am I going to remember everything? You have to do 16 songs and remember all the steps. And then you have a bunch of people looking at you, and then it's easy to get distracted and get your mind wander and forget what you're doing if you're not focused. And I was so excited. It was like, I've been practicing this for so long, I'm ready to go. And, I did pretty well my first time. But I've been doing this for 7 years now, and I'm seasoned. Hardly ever get nervous. Maybe if Keith was in my class, I might get a little nervous.
No, I'd be nervous
he's
too.
my boss. But yeah, no. And then I started training for aqua aerobics, and I started teaching that. And then another format called piloxing, which is like a boxing class, and also cycling. So now I've been doing all these and enjoying all of it. I have the greatest job in the world.
So you're an instructor for all the classes, or you're licensed for all the classes, or no?
I am licensed in the classes that I teach. Been trained and evaluated in Zumba, in aqua, in cycling, and in piloxing. So I've been trained and evaluated in order to teach those. I cannot teach synergy or power because I've not been trained in them. But I know those formats. I've taken enough classes that I know how to evaluate an instructor. I know where to send them to go to be trained, and I know how to get them ready to teach it.
So Keith, as you obviously oversee the whole everybody within the gym, all the classes and everything. And we always talk about, options as far as like somebody to join Kennedy Club Fitness versus the $10, place somewhere else. What is the real, what do you foresee the benefit for your members, once they are able to visit Kennedy and see of all the classes and everything that Kennedy has to offer? What do you see, how do you think that really benefits the member as opposed to just having your weights and treadmill machines.
Well, I'm going to go back to, because we've talked a little bit, and you mentioned it before we started, you're on that carnivore diet. And it may be great, but if you eat the same thing every day, it gets a little stale.
A little boring.
It's not as exciting to go. To exercise, you have to have some, motivation's great, but it's fleeting. So you have to have some discipline to it. So you're gonna try and stay on that carnivore diet that's working for you, but it'd be nice to have something taste a little bit different once in a while. And that kind of makes the carnivore diet better when you come back to it, if you can mix that in. So I kind of liken that to things that we offer. Because we have all the group exercise classes and such a huge variety of them. You can come in, walk on a treadmill, run on a treadmill. We have stair climbers, obviously weight resistance training, which we've expanded a lot of in the last couple of years. The pool, obviously huge, especially in summertime. Swim lessons, all those things that go on. We have a recovery zone, so we have things. That's really one of the biggest things in the industry the last few years and continue to grow is recovery from it. It's just advanced in knowledge. Okay, we're all working out, but what do we do to fix our bodies? So it helps. We offer all those things. So that's really the key.
And that's the K zone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, we call our K zone. So that's kind of an area in each club that's kind of designated for recovery, whether it's the hydro massage, infrared rooms. Each club has some different things.
Do you have any plans? Because right now that cold plunge, that cold therapy is like really big right now. At least it seems to be. Do you guys have any plans for anything like that?
We've talked about it a little bit, and the little bit we've talked, it's pretty challenging for us. So if I've seen them in some big places, I haven't used one yet. I'm not courageous enough to want to do that. But I do know they've really caught a lot of attention, especially for athletes and stuff. And I know some college athletes that they're using them in schools and stuff.
Because essentially, this isn't nothing new. This has been going on for years.
Yeah, it's really caught traction
Right.
more lately. And I've looked into them a little bit. There's just challenges there that we're not really sure how to meet. And I'll just say for the Pastorals Club, where do you put it? How do you monitor it? If you're having someone in it, even though it's in there for a short time, we do need to monitor the water. It's not, then how do we get the cold water in there? How do we keep it that temperature? Now, when a member uses it, okay, where's the water content? Does the next person feel fine getting that water, or they want to go like, hey, I don't want to be in the same water someone else was? So there's just all these things that it's kind of a challenge. And we haven't really figured out all those things yet. So it's something I think could be in the future. I'm just not sure for when yet.
Because Kennedy offers obviously a lot more than just it's. That's why you guys call it a club. It's not a gym.
Yeah.
It's a club, right? You not only have your weights. You have your cardio, which mind you have a massive amount of cardio. You just expanded the upper room. Well, I say just. I mean, I just found out about it like in the last month because I hadn't been upstairs in a long time. But you just kind of expanded the upstairs weight room area more into maybe more of a functional type power area. Would you say?
We've added a few pieces of equipment that I honestly don't really have the right spot for. So we're kind of making do right now. I'm not going to reveal too much, but we're trying to do it late last year. It doesn't come to fruition. So hopefully before this year's over, we're going to have an area in the club that we're going to have a little more designated training area, what we call more functional. It's more open space. And it's also a space that I want to try to be able to reserve for our personal trainers. We can do boot camp and things like that like our San Luis Obispo Club has a different space they can use for it. Our Tascadero Club has a space kind of set aside for that. Our Pastorals Club really doesn't. I'm kind of lacking in that, to be honest. So we're looking at trying to figure out how to get some space in the club to expand into a more open, functional area.
On the property in Paso, is there any more outside space that you could go to? Is there just...
Well, we had a huge oak tree fall Monday night. So yeah, I have that space now.
You're gonna put a class over there?
I'm joking. We did have the oak tree fall. I don't know if you saw that or not.
No.
The big
Brett
oak
told
tree
me
in the
about
far
that.
corner. The storm blew it down about 5 a.m. I guess it was Monday or Tuesday. Monday, I guess. So that was we're really fortunate. It fell, kind of got this tree a little bit, but there wasn't anybody around and no cars or anything got hit. But outside, not really. We our pool deck's kind of the only real area, and it's just not situated for that. The texture and to actually be out there doing that, especially in the heat. So when we had to be outside for COVID reasons, for like a few months during the summer a few years ago, Tiffany put some classes out there the best we could, and it was kind of nice if you can have the right temperature and you have a yoga class or something right next to the pool. It's kind of neat, but it's not something that we can do long term.
And Tiffany, what was your draw to Kennedy? Obviously, what caught your attention to become a member there?
Well, when we first were going to move to Paso, we drove past Kennedy and I saw the pool and I'm like, I'm going to be there. That's where I'm going. It was like a magnet to my eye.
Were you a swimmer too?
I was a swimmer, yeah. That's why I started swimming before I went into group exercise, because I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And then, of course, I got excited about group exercise, and I still swim, and I still do aqua aerobics too. But the pool is really nice, especially in the summers. It's just a nice place to hang out and do your exercise. And there's a nice little community of people out there that do their laps in the mornings, and it's a nice, calm, quiet area of the club, I would say, I think, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Inside, when we have music going and classes going, you have a louder, more ambient, exciting type of energy going on in there.
So on nutrition, how far do you deep dive into that, or do you pretty much just stick with like the, not to say that you're a nutritionist or instructing, but I mean, you're for yourself as a female, like how far do you dig deep into the nutrition and what you're doing with Kennedy as an instructor and, that kind of stuff?
Yes. Well, as an instructor, when I became an instructor, I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm going to be teaching. I can eat anything I want. Wrong. When you're an instructor, you have to eat even better because you have to keep your energy up to be able to teach those classes. So what you're eating becomes even more important. Like I'm a self-proclaimed chocolate addict. I really like chocolate. And
who doesn't?
I have tried to quit, and I have tried to minimize. But I mean, that is something I hold back on, and I work on keeping my sugars down and eating the fresh fruits and vegetables and the normal stuff, getting a good variety in my diet. I think moderation, as they say, is the key. Really, it truly is. Like, you could have a good meal that might not be the best health for you, but if you keep it down to a minimum, then you're doing okay. You're doing good. But you can pay attention to what has fats in it, what has sugars in it, what is too much carbs, what is not doing whole grains and choosing white versus wheat. I mean, there's choices you can make to send your body on the right road. That makes sense.
And I think with nutrition is it could be a little bit the levels of what you're consuming are hidden, so to speak. So
yeah.
like we talk about sugars, we talk about carbohydrates and stuff like that, to where a lot of the stuff that you would think, oh, I can eat as many plums and these sugars that are as many as I want because they're healthy, they're a fruit or something, but really there's a lot of hidden extras in there that overdoing it isn't necessarily better type stuff.
Right, overdoing anything is not better.
And so do you push that? I mean, somebody comes up to you and asks you in a class like, hey, Tiffany, I'm having a hard time, quitting eating chocolate. What do I do?
My first advice to people when they ask me about food, I tell them, are you hydrating yourself well? Because that is key. Like, if you're hydrating enough, your cravings for other things are going to minimize more. So you keep your body, like I say, I have a smoothie nearly every day because it pretty much is hydrating me for most of the day. It keeps my appetite down, so I'm eating in moderation and I'm not over craving things. So that's my first advice that I tell people. I am not a health or nutrition expert, but I was a high-level athlete. I coach athletes now in a gymnastics facility right now because my daughter is a competitive athlete.
Where do you do that at?
At Thrive Gymnastics.
Okay. So that's the competition. Yeah. They do competition gymnastics and cheer, I think?
Not cheer.
Not cheer?
But they have classes that can train you to do skills they use in cheer, yes, like master's classes. Wow. But yeah, I've been involved in gymnastics since I was 5 years old. And I was at one point training 7 hours a day when I was like 12 years old. Doing
In
6 days a
which
week.
events?
All events.
Really?
All around, and training for national competitions. And now I take that knowledge and bring it to other athletes. I did that for a long time. That was like my main job. And then I had a couple kids, and then I took some time off. It took about 10 years of not coaching. I think I'm not going to go back doing this. And then, of course, my youngest daughter got the urge to want to do gymnastics, and then it drew me back into the coaching realm again, which is
Wow, now you
fun
get
and
to do it all
exciting.
over again.
That's
but
an
now-
old story
Yeah.
for many parents.
right? Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's probably a good testament to you as a a mother and an athlete, to show that, because we want our kids to grow up healthy and kind of experience some of the stuff that we did, and so now you get to relive that through her eyes.
Yeah, it's really fun. Well, my oldest daughter also did gymnastics, so back in the day I'd coached her, took some time off, and then when I had my youngest and I thought it was done. I'm like, I guess I'm done with this, but no, here it comes again.
Tiffany's a fairly new grandmother, so she's got to hang in there long enough.
Yes,
Long enough
and wait
to
for that one to
Wow.
want to do
so,
it too. Yeah.
she's got
amazing.
another 15 years at least.
And that's a really good part of the whole eating, keeping your body, top level, working out, training is longevity, and so I see, because I go to Kennedy quite a bit, and I see some of the, the people that are going in for the classes, and, the people, and their age, I couldn't even tell you. Like, in my mind, I'd be like, this age, and it's like not even anywhere close. And they're older than what I'm thinking in my mind, because,
For sure.
the way that, health and fitness is, it provides flexibility, it provides, your mental, fitness. It provides your physical fitness, like you're giving the examples of picking up the laundry or going up and get the, mind you, some of those things are real. Like I can't
Peanut
even
butter
get those.
is a workout. To
I
make a
know,
peanut
man,
butter
I need to
opening
start working
class,
out
yeah.
my forearms because I can't open this. But I mean, just the longevity, just your overall health benefit is probably by far the most critical part of being, a member and teaching what you teach.
Yeah. I love instructing. I love getting to know the members that come to the class. They like to tell me little stories about their health and fitness journey, or just about themselves. And they always tell me about their injuries too, and I try to guide them through, how to work out safely. And it just makes my day. I teach Monday mornings at 9:15 Zumba, so I'm the start of their week. And I welcome them, and I offer them to have a great week after class, and I try to get great fun music to bring up the mood, and it brings up my mood as well. Like, it sets my tone for the rest of the week. And I tell Keith all the time, I am the cruise director of group fitness.
All
here
aboard,
we have this here, we have this here. What would you like? If this doesn't suit you, this can go here.
Pretty soon we're gonna have some drinks when you first come in.
That's
a
the
little
bar one.
Fancy
Yeah.
non-alcoholic drinks everybody gets when you start your cruise.
Very
We're gonna
cool.
do that too.
So.
So Keith, you oversee everybody. So if Tiffany wants to bring somebody on as an instructor, is it just you're now an instructor, or do you have to, like, the chain of command type thing?
No, for the Group X department, they're very self-sufficient.
Okay.
So basically, if we have a problem with equipment, or there's an issue with trading classes or something that maybe she wants some advice on, we'll talk about that. But as far as the actual, like, hiring instructors, what classes we have and stuff, that's all on Tiffany. And then Katie, she oversees all 4 clubs. So each club has a Tiffany in it, and then Katie kind of oversees all 4. So they might be involved if there's something bigger changes that go on. But for the most part, it's in Tiffany's hands, and that I wouldn't have it any other way. I got plenty to do, and she does a great job. So.
And what do you look for when you look for instructors? You said that you could always use more instructors.
For sure.
What are you
especially
looking
now.
for? I know there's a lot of downtime too. Is that just because of instructors that need, like, say 2 o'clock class. There's no 2 o'clock class, there might be one. But is it just because you need more instructors, or you need how come it doesn't go all day long?
Well, first question, what do I look for in an instructor? I look for someone who's motivated, someone who is friendly and welcoming and personable to people, because you're going to be dealing with people a lot. I look for the want and the need to improve and get better and enjoy what they do. Usually they will come to me, or we'll put an ad out, and we're seeking instructors right now. And we have some trainings coming up for specific types of classes we're going to offer. But I just had a yoga person come up to me and said, I'm brand new. I just went through my yoga certification. I would love to put together a class and show you. So I put her with a mentor, a yoga mentor. They worked together a couple times, and then she came to me and auditioned me her class. I gave her some pointers, and she went back and reworked some, because she's brand new, never taught before. And then we're gonna be hiring her, which is really exciting, because I love the way she presented her yoga to me, and she fits with what we're looking for as like, it's a club, it's a family, you get to know your members, you want to welcome your members. She fits all that criteria that I'm looking for in an instructor. Then as far as a 2 o'clock class or a 6 a.m. class, we have certain time frames that are much more popular. So like sometimes the 5:36 can work. With cycling, it works really well. Atascadero has some other core hit type morning, but your 8:30, 9:15, 10:30s are usually pretty packed with people. Sometimes we offer noon, like at Paso, we have Silver Cycle, which is 30-minute. This 30-minute formats work really good in the afternoon. People can take a lunch break and come work out a little bit. Then we've got that 4:30, that after work, that early after work people, or the later 5:45. And that's where we need some more instructors. We would like to get some more instructors in those areas as well. Then we also have our weekend, Saturday and Sunday, which a lot of people like that we offer that. Because if they can't make it during the weekend, they've got their extra class they can hit on a Saturday or Sunday. So we try to hit the most popular time frames. The members are really good about letting me know what they want. So when I get a lot of people that want the same thing, I try to do that.
Interesting.
And that's one of the difficult parts I think some people may not actually realize, because I know a lot of information flows to Tiffany. Some of it kind of goes through a few channels that come to me, and I'll pass it on to Tiffany. But let's say you want to, like, God, you guys really need to have a power class. I got myself and 5 friends that want to take a power class, but it can only be at 11 a.m. or whatever time you might say. Well, it's not, you can't just throw that in there. You have to have someone who's actually trained in that, that's available at that time. So for most of the instructors, this is kind of a labor of love. They're not working 40 hours a week or anything like that. So a lot of them have other jobs, or only so much availability. So there's so many things that Tiffany has to do. The popularity of the class, where can we put it into the time slots where you can draw enough people to make it worthwhile, and you have an instructor who can actually be available then for that format. And I believe the term she uses is a backup instructor. So she always wants someone, in case that person's on vacation, sick, that we have someone else we can call to take that class. So it's not as simple as just throwing a class in. There's so much, she has to go through so much to actually put a new class in.
That's a great thing. What does happen if, say, the 6 a.m. class, like the instructor doesn't show up? They, like, what, I mean, who
That is a good question.
who fills in?
It doesn't happen hardly ever, because the instructors know to let us know quickly as soon as they can if they can't make it for some reason or another. Maybe they got sick. Maybe they usually let me know the night before or a week before if they know they're going to be gone. If they get a flat tire or something, they'll let me know as quick as possible, and I am able to call someone else on our sub list to fill in.
That quick,
So
huh?
yes, sometimes it's been as quick as 10 minutes so I get notice. Now, I don't recommend that. I don't particularly like that. But if I get a good hour, I can definitely fill that class with another instructor. We have enough to do that. And our instructors are really good about having a backup person that they call if they need, and then they let me know immediately. Like, so-and-so can take it for me because I got sick last night, or I have a flat tire. We make resources available to them I mean, our instructor group is really good and really strong right now. We had an annual meeting and we went over things that we're trying to grow in our instructor team, and everyone seems to be pretty motivated about it. And we have ways they can connect with each other to help each other teach better, to help each other sub for each other on vacation times. So it's a nice little group of people we have. Actually, it's not little. We have about
How many instructors do we have?
60 plus, I'm thinking right now. But
50 plus instructors?
60 plus, yeah.
60?
I'm thinking more than
60
that.
instructors?
Yes, pretty sure.
Just in Paso?
No, just for all of clubs.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I mean, Atascadero and Paso share a lot of instructors because it's so close, back and forth. And then SLO has their own group, and then Arroyo Grande, but they sometimes also share.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Very cool. I thought this was a really good informational talk here. You got
Yeah.
anything else more you want to share, Keith? About what's happening at the club or what's coming up?
Oh, fundraiser.
Just real quick, we do have a membership special going right now.
Okay.
From now till Valentine's Day. I'm not going to give you details. You got to call the club or come in and we'll fill you in. And on Wednesday, next Wednesday, Valentine's Day, we are doing a fundraiser for the American Heart Association. So we've our normal guest fee, we've cut that down to $10. So if someone wants to come in, that donation for $10 basically, that will go to the American Heart Association. And then we'll have the donation boxes out for the day. And then all the group exercise classes that Tiffany has for the day, we'll all have donation boxes in. And that'll be for the whole company, for all 4 clubs. So anything that we get off of that on Wednesday will go directly to the American Heart Association.
Oh, very cool. Very awesome. Well, Tiffany, it was awesome talking, chatting, hearing about your story, hearing
you.
about everything that you do, which sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of
I
fun
hope
stuff.
we can get Keith into some of these. 'Cause I really think the manager needs
Yeah.
to experience the. I mean, I would be totally into the Zumba. I think,
Yeah?
and
Okay.
anything that has a stretching ability, because I'm super. I'm not flexible at all, and I just started working out like weights. I did a whole month of cardio. Now I just incorporated the weights this week, and I am so sore right now. Like I'm looking at my
great.
jacket going, I'm gonna have to put that on, and it's gonna be like a half an hour to get my jacket on. But I need like some sort of like stretching class. You know?
I'll challenge you. You and I take a yoga class together. So
Is that the stretching part?
Yes,
yeah,
that is.
I took one. That was one of the class I took after I took Power when I first started with the company, and I was absolutely shocked. The next day I couldn't move a muscle without being in pain.
From doing yoga?
Yeah, I was. It totally caught me. I never expected that at all. So it's a lot of work.
And I think that's what a lot of the classes are. Is you don't expect the amount you have this perceived knowledge of how what's going to make you sore, what's not going to. But then when you go into these classes, like sounds like yoga, and you don't use these muscles that you normally are accustomed
Right,
to using,
yeah.
you become sore. And it's like
But it's a good sore.
yeah.
It's a sore that's going to help you be stronger and better. Yes.
Awesome. So Tiffany, how do they reach? What do they have to do? Members listening, somebody that wants to try a class, do they go to the website? How do they find the different classes and/or pop-ups?
Yes, you can go to the website, kennedyclubs.com. We also have a Facebook Kennedy Club page. I also have a group page called Kennedy Club Paso Group Exercise Updates, and that one is attached to our main page, but that one gives all the info about Paso, what pop-ups we're having, what's new, what fundraisers we're having, little videos of classes, what you can see, what you might be doing if you wanted to come. You can always reach me through email. You can come to the club and ask for me and get a tour of our group exercise if you'd like. Anything you need, you want to try your first Zumba class, go up, get a guest pass, go to our instructor, say, I'm new here, I'd really love to try this. I heard it was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on today and
Thank
sharing
you.
your story. And Keith, I appreciate you coming on as well, bringing in, your instructors, and, I enjoy you guys being a sponsor for us for What's Up North County, and, everything that you guys stand for, and your guys' community involvement, with, like you said, the American Heart Association and all these different, organizations around the community. So we appreciate that as well.
Yeah, we appreciate What's Up North County.
Awesome.
we do.
Well, I can't wait till next time we come in, because I'd like to do this quite frequently. So that way, especially beginning of the year, everybody is all in this whole health and wellness and what can I do to me, I say, what can I do to stay alive as long as I can, right? And it all starts in the gym, right? And it all starts in the refrigerator too, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyways, I appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Well, there you have it, guys. Hey, make sure if you are not a member to go down to Kennedy Club Fitness. Tascadero, Paso, San Luis, and Arroyo Grande all has clubs. That way you can check it out, see if it's for you. But as always, guys, health and fitness isn't just a one-day thing. It's a lifetime experience. As always, guys, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to thank Escalar Wines, Wine Travelers Hideaway, Visit Atascadero, 805 Customs, Santo Brothers Plumbing, Pacific 805 Spas, Hanson Enterprises, Story Termite Pest Control, Borhone Auto Center, Airflow Filter Services, and of course, Kennedy Club Fitness, guys. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Hi, welcome to Kennedy Club Fitness, where we have something for everyone. We have weights, cardio, group exercise classes, racquetball, basketball, swimming, and pickleball coming soon. Here at Kennedy, we're committed to health, wellness, and community. Stop by any of our 4 locations, Paso Robles, Atascadero, San Luis Obispo, and Arroyo Grande, or check out our website at kennedyclubs.com.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We are all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.
What's up, North County? Nate Santos here, owner of Santos Bros Plumbing. You might recognize me with my dancing horses at local events such as the Tascadero Tamale Festival, Templeton 4th of July, and Paso Pioneer Day. I am now available for all your home plumbing service and repair needs, from minor drips and drops to emergency leaks and clogs. For the best plumbing service, call Santos Bros Plumbing, pipe wranglers to the rescue.